Hi, everyone. Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Today, we're going to continue on with our pressure and reflection paradigm, and we're going to talk about reflection treatments. Okay. We know that reflection is ray energy versus wave energy, which is lower frequency pressure. Both are completely different, both require completely different treatment types. You can't use foam to manage pressure. A lot of people think you can, but you can't. You also can't use foam to stop the garbage truck noise in the alley behind your place, 6 o'clock in the morning. You get a lot of calls on that one. So the goal with reflection management is to reduce its strength. And remember our two-channel rig example, right? So we have the direct energy from our speakers. I don't make anything last anymore. Direct energy from the speakers. That's what we want because that's the purest. But unfortunately, we get reflections from the room, right? So the goal is to reduce the strength of those reflections so they don't interfere with the direct. We want the reflected energy to arrive at our ears behind the direct. Okay. So we want the direct first, then the reflected. So let's say direct versus reflected. We want to slow the arrival times because every time a reflection crosses that direct energy, it's, could call it phase, it's interference, it's distortion. So absorption is a common method that we use. We use it a lot because it helps manage this energy, reduce the strength, slow the arrival times, and get a cleaner direct energy there. Now, when you're using any kind of treatment, any kind of absorption treatment, the rates and levels of absorption must be predictable and consistent. Rate, how low does it go? And level, how low does it go? And rate, how much does it get? So how low can it go in terms of absorption? And how much does it get at each octave band? It has to be predictable and consistent. You have to have predictable and consistent rates and levels because this is a tool, a treatment tool. And you can't use a Phillips screwdriver when a regular head is required. Okay. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do. So foam is very economical. It's lightweight. It's easy to use. Okay. We manufacture our own foam technology. Took me 8 years and about $2 million to get that absorption curve we're going to show you here. So let's look at our absorption curve. Let's look at our foam performance. Look at the top red line. Look at how smooth and linear that is. That's what you want in a treatment. That's predictability. That's consistency. And when it's that predictable and that consistent, you can add more and get the result that you desire. So if you like what you hear with 2 inches, you might really prefer 4, but we can talk about that later. So form performance is critical. Look at the absorption curves for the other 2 companies. Horrible. Why would you use a tool with huge holes at 250 to treat a problem? You want to create more problems? That's what you're doing. So you want the predictability and the consistency of a good foam technology. All right, diffusion, another common technology used to manage reflections. Quadratics, the only one we use. We've worked with it for 35 years. It's the only true form of diffusion. What is it? It's also predictable in its rates and levels. Each diffuser has a frequency response like a speaker does. You want to make sure you're using it in the right place and in the right usage. So what does a diffuser do? It takes energy. Let's see, we can do it here. It takes energy, it comes into it, and then it spreads it out, breaks it up, if you will, spreads it out into little pieces of energy. A big piece of energy spreads it out into little pieces of energy. What that does is it reduces the impact of a primary, secondary, and tertiary reflection. And that's what we're trying to do. We can lower the amplitude or strength with foam, or we can use diffusion, which doesn't do anything to the amplitude or strength. It only affects the time signature. So that's what we want to look at here. Spreads the reflected energy out, and then with diffusion, you have the one-dimensional or the two-dimensional. One-dimensional actually has a color to it, if you will. It can actually enhance things. Two-dimensional is more for people who are limited in their distance from their ears to the surface area where diffusion will be applied. Two-dimensional won't add anything to your presentation, won't increase the sound stage, won't increase separation, but it will minimize the impact of the reflection. So we use a lot of 2D in studios that are small, where you're 2-3 feet from the rear wall. And that's a popular place to put it because that rear wall reflection is nasty and at the mix position. So the bottom line is we use two-dimensional where distance is an issue. And it's also depending on usage. So reflection management, way different than pressure management. Foam, open cell foam is a good technology, and diffusion is the other one. We've been working with diffusion for 35 years. We understand quadratic inside and out, but we can help you with that. So room reflection treatment, open cell foam, and diffusion. Hope this helps. Thank you.